Alright, welcome to Three Swords Gaming as we begin our playthrough of Arknights Endfield. We should be starting out with a tutorial, so I'm probably not going to talk a lot because it is kind of a story-heavy tutorial, albeit in an abstract way.
Administrator has arrived. Verifying identity.
I don't know why anyone would ever pick a male character when they could pick a female character. And I realize the opposite wouldn't make sense to some other people, but for me, I just don't get it.
You've arrived. What took you so long?
Sorry. I was held up. Originium.
A blessing, solely yours, but stolen and tainted. Your fate isn't confined to one path. This time, leave no regrets. Travel forth, Administrator.
So they very much
The pillar of life, the link that connects everyone. This expedition must not fail.
Alright, trying not to talk over Perlica. So they very much, like, went with their best foot forward here in terms of design and stuff. Like, right away, you get super cool aesthetics. And I think that the administrator design is very, very good as well. They really did a fantastic job right from the get-go aesthetically.
This will be a difficult campaign. Zip across when you're ready.
The zip lines are very fun aesthetically, but probably not as satisfying as, like, gliding or something like that would be. If they have something like that in Endfield, I've not encountered it yet on my main account, and I'm hoping maybe I just get to the point where I unlock it or they introduce it later. Because right now there is something tiny bit restrictive about movement in the game compared to, like, Wuthering Waves or something like that.
The enemy is here. Time to fight. Angloid. A most alien life form. It never tires. For over 100 years, we resisted their ruin and devastation.
I should be clear up front in this playthrough. I'm not good at the game. I'm not good at any games. That was true of Guild Wars 2, it's true, and it's true of this. The good news for the tutorial is you don't have to be good to complete the tutorial. That's what makes it a tutorial.
No second chance. These flowers are...
A legacy. A tomb. A lonely soul, never meant to bear such burdens. In the end, you chose not to let go. We can no longer retreat. Let's strike forward. Use your true weapon. Forge a path for the living. Life always fights back. It is our nature and our fate. Rise from ruin and be reborn in the ashes.
I feel like this introductory sequence probably actually took significant investment and work on their part.
The end draws closer. Cross this chasm to face your final trial.
And I also feel like that's very smart of them. When it comes to... I mean, people are going to decide whether or not they're going to stay in the game pretty early in a game.
Even you have decided to help me.
Try not to move. You might have a fracture.
You're the administrator.
So I believe this is all meant to follow the original game, which was more of a gacha tower defense on mobile. And so I think there's probably stuff in the game that refers back to that first game that I'm less familiar with. While I did play Arknights on mobile, I did not play it to the point where I would necessarily know what some of these audio clips are referring to.
We can save her. Stay with me, child. We won't leave you. You're right. Feeling cold? Here, come closer. Feeling warmer now?
Super cool. And there are several things that we can like look at throughout here. I know there's 2 on the other side. Is there another one on this side? The names that you see there, I assume, were characters that you could get in the first game. I don't know that as a statement of fact. Although a couple of them look familiar, so I do believe that. I'm probably going to say this like 1,000 times on this playthrough. Really pleasing aesthetically. Just like a really, really interesting thing to see.
You traveled beyond the stars, through death as chill as the cosmic abyss, yet your heart kept hope alive. For our sake, and for the days to come, you sacrificed yourself. Truth be told, I've always wished that you would find the answer on your own, and find your true self. Careful, don't get hit. Now, break its arm.
pretty good start to a game, in my opinion.
Do not forget your mission. Do not forget who you are. I remember. Who are you? The Administrator. And you are.
Administrator, Endman? It's alright. The Endman's just a little weak. It's been quite a while.
I should note I'm playing this on a hard drive, not on an SSD, so a few of these loads might take a second.
You're awake, Endman. It's all right. We're at a safe place. Where am I?
It's interesting to hear Enman talk because, truthfully, the main character doesn't have a lot of voice acting throughout the game, at least not that I've seen thus far. With the exception of a few scenes like this, like it really doesn't happen. You'll hear your other characters talk a lot more than her. None more notable than Perlica here, who will talk quite a bit.
This is the OMV Dijong, the base of Endfield Industries, and our home. Dijong? Endfield Industries? Take a deep breath. We can work through this at your pace. This mask is a suppressor for stabilizing your vitals. You've slept for 10 years, and your conditions aren't exactly stable yet.
I can hardly recall anything. Who are you?
My name is Perlica. I am the supervisor of Endfield Industries. While you get reacquainted with this place, I will also be in charge of your well-being. You might not remember this either, but you've always been the leader of Endfield Industries. You are the paragon and most important companion of every Endfielder.
So it's really interesting how they really lean into this in this game. This idea that the main character is central to like everyone else's well-being. I mean, that's in any gacha game, that's kind of fundamentally there. It's like implied in a way. But I've not seen. I mean, the Chosen One thing is not exclusive to gacha games like that. You know, Skyrim, that was quite pronounced. But this is a little bit different because it doesn't just say, "Oh, you're the chosen one" for some reason. You are the chosen one and the most important companion of every Enfielder. And I feel like that's directly tied to the gacha element. Like, if you're going to be getting more of these characters, like, what is their tie to you? Well, their tie is that you are Enmin, and that is important for reasons that are relevant to the story and so forth. So it's a very interesting way that they chose to go with this. And as I talk about a lot of the different dynamics and some of the things that I think they did well with this game, some of the things I enjoy, um, and to be fair, like I play Wuthering Waves occasionally with my daughter. I tried playing Genshin with her. I couldn't really get into it. These all kind of very similar, and there are a few more like Zenless Zone Zero and stuff that are not that different either. Although a little bit different in gameplay versus Genshin, Wuthering Waves, and this, which are fundamentally the same in gameplay. Um, the Chinese gaming industry is interesting because, broadly speaking, you can expect certain things out of China. China does volume, they don't do quality. And there's a whole, I mean, there's all kinds of conversations we can have about different dynamics there, about global economics and about, geopolitics and so forth. And I don't necessarily want to brush up against all that, but their gaming industry is really rapidly carving out a niche for itself. And it feels like it's distinct from Korean or Japanese or American gaming. It feels like it's kind of its own thing, and that is a very interesting thing. And it's a quality thing in its own way. I think this is a good game. I think Wuthering Waves is a good game. Genshin is a good game, even if I didn't get into it. It's well designed. So specifically in the gaming realm, China is achieving some things, for better or for worse.
Apologies. My mind's completely blank.
Now, of course, the question related to that is, because the state holds a stranglehold over media, how much of the story in these types of games is repeating like very specific narratives? I don't know if I'm in a position to say. I don't know that I'm an expert on that.
But for someone like you, this fresh new beginning might just work out. In any case, welcome home, Administrator.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Your physical examinations are complete. We can now take you on a tour. This is our HQ. She is the pinnacle of human science and technology. Originium-powered multi-surface vessel, Dijong. There was a time when we were close to losing Dijong, but we followed your lead and saved the ship. Dijong survived the day. Ever since then, we've kept her at low orbit and minimum power. We're now repairing Dijong using ground-supplied materials. The ship is also where we develop new technologies.
Sorry, I remember nothing at all.
Don't blame yourself, Administrator. Follow me.
The general functions look okay to me.
A majestic world, isn't it?
I saw it in my memories. It's
Talos 2. Our home. Everyone calls Talos 2 a planet. But truth be told, it's actually the second moon of the planet named Talos. Much about Talos 2 remains a mystery to us. We're also facing enemies that once threatened our entire civilization. But since you're here, I believe that Endfield is capable of overcoming these challenges. You once carried this piece of Originium with you everywhere. Every Specialist Tech Division operator carries a piece of proto-rig. The mineral helps teleprotocol triangulation. This is your very own proto-rig, and it carries secrets. Only privy to you.
It's responding to my call. And it seems to know me really well.
Everything we need for our survival would be impossible without Originium. The mineral powers our machines, and is the basis of the arts we wield. When we first arrived at Talos 2, we planted Originium upon this new world. The spark from our distant origins was meant to create a new place to call home. But war destroyed our first landing. Though we achieved victory, we paid a bloody toll that left us battered and ruined. To revive our civilization, you led Endfield and developed the proto-rig technology, as well as its ultimate evolution, the Protocol Automation Core.
The fruits of our labor.
Yes. Our plan is to deploy automation cores throughout the civilization band. This will boost our industrial capacity and fulfill its special mission.
Special mission?
Reboot of life. Someone very important commissioned us with the Zeroth Directive. Your awakening, as well as the mission and plan I mentioned, are a part of it.
So, who commissioned it?
You did.
other side?
Yes, the Endman is with me. What's happening, Fiona?
We got a max level alert. Our planned landing zone... No, the entirety of Valley 4 is in danger. Just moments ago, simultaneous self-destruction occurred to the orbital landing relay drone squadrons. The communication blackout is expanding towards Valley 4, and the status of facilities along the route is now unverifiable. At the same time, we are picking up extremely intense angeloid energy signals in the affected area. We are hailing the hub base on every channel. So far, they haven't responded. The whole place is offline. The plan was to bring the Endman to the base in 10 days. But the hub...
We can't wait that long. Fiona, prep for my drop at once.
Wait, now? Okay, I'll run the checks. There's surface interference. Current situation is too risky. Unguided emergency drops might deviate. We'll drop you to the area near the base, out of concern for safety.
Director Chen and Andre are at the hub base. In accordance with the contingency plan, they will take control of the scene as critical events happen. Fiona, keep hailing the hub base, regardless of whether we've received any response from them. Inform them that I'm coming soon. Also, tell Operator Chen to rendezvous with me there.
Roger, we're prepping your drop. Initiating alignment. Target, Valley 4. All systems green for landing.
Fire away. Destination, Talos 2.
Need a progress update, Fiona. I'm still trying to re-establish contact. Wait, Helica! We have multiple unknown objects coming in fast! Watch out!
Anchors? Hold on tight, Endman. Stay close to me, Administrator. Administrator, you all right? Are you hurt? I'm okay, but we'll have to walk the rest of the way. The angle I even managed to reach this place. The situation in the field is far more severe than our previous estimates. I actually hoped for a gentler reception than this. The hub base still isn't picking up our calls. We need to hurry.
So I will concede that while I think the introductory sequence is like very good, I think it's super interesting. I think it's really aesthetically really well done. I think that they absolutely crushed it. There is an argument to be made, and if you wanted to make it, you certainly could, that it's a little slow getting into the game. I've been recording for just shy of 40 minutes, and we still do not have any real control over what's happening in the game
We
yet.
need to be cautious. We can focus our attacks to bring down its defenses. That's it, Administrator. Let's use the same tactics to take down the remaining enemies. Descend. Descend. The gate looks severely damaged. I don't think we can open it. Administrator, let's look for another way around this. This rope looks sturdy. Some of the survivors probably left it here.
So obviously on my main account, I'd be looking at all of these little things,
What's that sound? There's...
but I don't know that for the playthrough.
Hello? Dr. Chin isn't picking up the call.
That's necessarily like very gratifying. I think it would actually be like a drawback. I think it'd make it less interesting.
This should be the way. Let's continue, Endfield.
I think probably the game is more engaging if you just progress. And while that stuff's good for completionism,
Anchors are capable of spawning Angoloid. They pose a major threat to Talos too. We must find the survivors. And quickly.
maybe good for completionism, and like I said, on my main account, I'm doing a lot of that. From a storytelling perspective, they're kind of disruptive, right?
We need to break through here ASAP. Time to adopt team combat tactics and men. Arcs unit, hot. Press to seize the chance to press the attack. Our strikes are more effective when we coordinate. Let's take down these enemies together.
I think the combat system in this is pretty good.
Director Chin has always kept the hub base in good order. But if she lost control of the area, things inside the base could get bad. I hope for the safety of our people.
I don't know that it's completely intuitive, but it's not bad. It flows well. A lot of these games seem to have fairly intuitive combat. Not awful.
Look there, Endman. We must act now.
Like this nonsense. We got a big one incoming. Get to cover. We need to fall back and regroup.
Lead them to us. Carefully.
Supervisor Perlica, you arrived at just the right time. Our temporary defenses have been breached. If you weren't here...
And I'm glad that you're all right, Director Chin. I believe you have a sit rep for me.
Yes. An anchor fell right into the base. The thing won't stop spawning. We've sent all our injured personnel to the control tower. There are just too many Angoloi, and they will overrun our security division eventually.
We must find a way to stop the anchor.
Supervisor Perlica, may I ask who this...
Ah, of course. This is our Administrator.
Administrator? Are we talking about the Administrator? Apologies. Many operators in Valley 4 have never seen you before, Endman. News of your awakening gave rise to plenty of gossip and rumors. When we received the message from Dijon, the entire crew tried to plan a welcoming ceremony, but just a few days later, we were suddenly attacked. I didn't expect you to arrive here in the midst of the battle.
We're here to help, Director Chin. Do we have any news about the missing personnel? How many of our people are outside the base?
It's hard to say. The Angoloi just kept attacking. Security Division can only maintain a limited security perimeter.
People here are in danger. I suggest we delay our earlier arrangements, Administrator. Good, Administrator. I knew you would say that.
So as far as I can tell, the various dialogue choices don't necessarily impact the story, at least not substantively that I've seen. But they do give you a variety of responses available to you, so you can kind of lean into whatever your personality type or however you want to project yourself. And that's something. I don't think, and I don't recall any of these types of games necessarily offering the true RPG, decisions have consequence sort of thing. They're a little bit of a roller coaster ride. You get on and you go for the ride, and that's that. It's not their strength. But at least the dialogue options are diverse and interesting.
Director Chin, we'll handle the hostiles in the base and direct any of your missing staff to the control tower for safety.
Ugh, wonderful. Your help will set my mind at ease. Good luck out there.
By the way, I'm not seeing Mr. Andre anywhere. Where is he right now?
Ugh, that silly old man. He went off trying to be a hero again. That fool never stops treating his projects with far more respect than his own feathery hide. Anyway, if you see that old fool, tie him up and haul him back to the control tower. This might be the only safe place left in the base.
We'll find him. Have faith in us. The anchor at the old factory is still spawning Angoloi. We must first eliminate this threat. Time to initiate our mission, Endman.
Alright. So I do want to draw attention to the one weird thing that has slightly bothered me. Because we can kind of see it here. So we were talking to Director Chin, who's walking off here. But we can probably see it on these characters as well. If you look at male characters, by no stretch of the imagination are they realistic, but they have certain, like particularly this guy here with the mustache and everything. It does stand in contrast to... Can we get a good look at her face? We can't. To the female characters, and Director Chin definitely was like a very prime example of that. Here's Director Chin again. They simply have more anime-like faces. So there's almost like two art styles. Now this guy has a pretty anime face, but some males don't so much. To the point where at times it feels...
The core of the anchor is its weakness. Take that out, and the entire construct will disintegrate. The core itself is fragile, but the real challenge is the Angoloi swarming around it. A tough fight is inevitable.
It almost feels at times like there's two art styles in play. No deal breaker. This guy will be a great example. That guy, not the same art style. and I specifically recognize him as being like an egregious example because it was when I was talking to this guy at a later point in the game that I really noticed it. It's not a deal breaker for me by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think about it when I'm playing, but it is a touch weird.
A cluster of smaller angloid. We must stop them.
Stay strong, people. We're winning. Two more. Stay in the fight.
Are you all right?
Supervisor Perlica. Thank goodness you're finally here. We assembled here after the anchor fall and managed to hold on to this place. Okay, I guess we held on to this place until 5 minutes ago. I understand, but I must tend to the wounded. Wait, you're injured as well. This is where we grow buckflowers. Buckflower powder is a common pharmaceutical ingredient, and it's easy to make. Take some. They'll come in useful.
So you really can't get through the story for, I don't know, as far as I've made it through the game now, so like for like 20 hours, without tutorials being built into the story. It is inevitable. I will say it makes navigating and learning things much easier. So I don't know that it's immensely disappointing. They do not shy away from teaching you the game. But your gameplay experience will be routinely interrupted with explanations on how to do things. So it's kind of a pro and con. The games that don't teach you anything at all, and like definitely, you know, coming back to the game that I've primarily made videos of, like Guild Wars 2, they don't really teach you hardly anything. This game goes on completely the other side of the spectrum. Somewhere in the middle of the two is probably like Cyberpunk 2077, which did teach you a few things, but certainly did not hold your hand to the degree that this game does.
This will give me a peace of mind. I'll stay here and care for the injured for now, and then join up with Director Ching when we could start moving again. I look forward to your good news.
Now, it may be, and I genuinely don't know, that I had the option of like turning off some of those tutorials since I've played through this before. I quite frankly didn't check, and I'm not going to do it right now while we're playing. I may look into it later, but it is still helpful.
We're facing more angloids. They must be neutralized so we can push through.
Watch the round, boys! Forward! Take your edge! Take him out!
Particularly with like the factory building type stuff, having a tutorial on a second time won't necessarily hurt me.
No second chance.
Target locked! Fire!
This is the anchor, but its core is not here. No. All active anchors give off that light. This anchor plunged itself deep underground. That's where its core should be. I've seen the hub base building plans. This old factory should have an underground floor that we could reach. If this basement area is stable, we should be able to reach and destroy the anchor core. Let's go, Endman. This should be the way. Landbreakers? What are they doing here?
Sure, why not? So these guys, I quite like as like enemies. They may be somewhat inspired by Maelstrom in Cyberpunk 2077. If not, they at least have a similar vibe to them, and yet a little bit different. I am enjoying them much more than little rock monsters as adversaries.
Look there, Endman. We must act now.
Why, tell us! Supervisor Perlica! The anchor! Take out the anchor!
Wow. You know, considering it literally landed right next to him, he's doing all right.
Special Operator Chen. Am I the first to arrive or what?
Nicely done, Endman. And thank goodness you arrived on time, Chen.
Awesome, right? What do you think of that move? I'll show you an even deadlier killer move next time. A single swing will take anything out, guaranteed.
So since they're gonna focus on her tail here, and I do mean literal tail, let's talk about that for a minute. I love the aesthetics of the game. I love the vibe. I think it's awesome. It has like a very futuristic, sci-fi, sort of cyberpunky, sort of apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic kind of feel to it. I really, really like it a lot. I don't know why literally every character has a tail. If it was like one out of three, even one out of two, I'd be like, okay, like that's cool. And I do seem to recall in the Arknights mobile game that there was kind of something like that also, where a lot of the characters had like animal characteristics, because basically all the characters have ears too. Again, the administrator is the only one who doesn't have either of those things. It's just takes some getting used to.
Administrator, I'm Chen, or Chen for short. If you got a problem you need trimming, my blade is yours to command.
Now I will say Chen is very likable character. Tail notwithstanding.
Oh, Perlica also told me about you. Every time she mentions the Endmen, she just goes on and on and on.
Perlica looks like she's been caught out having a crush.
We should check on Mr. Andre.
And they did, in fairness, when I make that observation, they did a really good job on a lot of the animations when it comes to like facial expressions and stuff like that. And yes, I do think some characters almost appear to have a different art style than others, but a lot of the animations are still very good.
This hurts.
Mr. Andre, are you all right?
The lab. The prototype. Enemies! Did you fight them off? You are... Endman! You're really back! I thought you'd be here 10 days later. You're not hurt, are you? And what's with the mask? Never mind that. Thank goodness you're back. Endman, it's been 10 years. We finally did it. We cracked the project you left behind. Puccini and Popov can finally rest in peace. During their final moments, they lamented that they couldn't deliver this solution into your hands.
Really putting a lot on the administrator here, aren't we? Like, these people died wishing that they could do something for her. Like, that is a lot for her to wake up and be dealing with.
Endman, this is Mr. Andre, our resident Endfield technical expert at this site. He is also the chief engineer of the automated industry complex.
Huh? What's with the formal intro, Supervisor Perlica? Wait, did Endman really forget? This isn't fair. Why? Why does suffering always happen to...
We should set aside the details for later. Now, Mr. Andre, why did you risk your safety to rush to this place?
That's because I saw the anchor crashing into the old factory. So I rushed over here to check if the prototype was all right. Look, here it is.
Is this the contraption you were protecting? It looks really expensive. You must have spent quite a bit of time on it.
It would be unfair to say that this is my work. A friend of mine left this prototype to me. I'm very grateful that you came here and saved it. Now that the anchor has been taken out, there shouldn't be any more Angaloi around. We should quickly get our base back up and running.
Leave it to us. By the way, Director Chin requests your immediate return to the control tower.
Oh, so, what was she like when she asked about me? Was she angry? Oh, dear. I'm finished.
This is an all-channel broadcast. I repeat, this is an all-channel broadcast. All security division combatants are to assemble at the base entrance CASA. I repeat, assemble at the base entrance CASA. Over.
I believe Director Chin needs help at her place.
Go and assemble. I'll be with you shortly once I'm done checking the machines.
Chen will keep Mr. Andre safe. Let's go and support Director Chin.
So I don't dislike Andre. The whole big goofy owl thing is sometimes a bit much, but his appearance...
Those landbreakers. Were they here to loot our base amidst the chaos, but showing up right after the anchor fall? That's too much of a coincidence. Things could be more complex than we thought.
If you put his appearance to the side, he's kind of a fun character. I don't dislike him. I don't like him nearly as much as Chen or even Perlica, who Perlica will wear you out after a while because she's just always there and always talking.
Our original plan was to deploy the protocol automation core nearby and run some tests, but with the hub base severely damaged, we need to get it up and running first. What's going on, Director Chin? Landbreakers. And so many of them.
This isn't the worst of it. Look over there.
That place. It's the deployment area we reserved for the automation core.
From the scale of the rising smoke columns, the deployment area has completely fallen. This area was completely surrounded by Angeloi, yet these bandits still got through. How did they manage to slip in without anyone noticing?
Those landbreakers we encountered were probably just their vanguard. Director Chin, is there anything we can use?
Security Division gathered as much intel as they could. I'll sync it with you. We have yet to recover from the anchor fall. Power's still out, and we've taken heavy casualties. The Angeloi destroyed many backup cables. Our systems are failing. The attacking landbreakers have been confirmed as the Bone Crushers. Their objective remains unclear at present. But their assault was too well timed to be accidental. If the current situation persists, we will not be able to successfully deploy the automation core. We can use the resonance tower to activate Originium for power, but its energy cost is steep. It won't last long.
We have another option available. If we can deploy the PAC, we can restore base operations.
You mean, we power the resonance tower with the PAC?
Yes, we can use the AIC to set up a power transmission relay. Once the resonance tower is activated, the base will get some respite.
But there are so many landbreakers along the way. If only we could weaken them.
Of course we can! Landbreakers? You got a team of pros, Director Chin. Enman, you saw what I did, right? I know tons about fighting these scummy LBs.
I'm afraid my creaky bones won't let me swing a weapon. But I can still offer plenty of help with the automation core.
But should we come up with a more foolproof plan? There are just so many LBs outside.
Have faith in us, Director Chin. I'm not just the supervisor of Endfield Industries. I'm also the acting lead of the Endfield Crisis Team.
I'm part of it too! Excited to work with you, Enman. I'm sure there's a lot I can learn from you.
So this is actually kind of an interesting thing right here. In the very first couple hours of the game, you get a different UI. Like this right here is a truncated UI. And you don't have access to the full menus yet. Like, we can't access the gacha or anything yet, which I don't think that's exclusive to this game. If I remember correctly, in Wuthering Waves, you couldn't access the gacha for the first hour or two either. But it is interesting that they dedicated, enough effort to 2 different UIs, at least, depending on where you're at in the game. Well, 3, because we get this, and then we get a bigger thing, and then ultimately we get the whole shebang, which is its own screen. So kind of an interesting thing.
All operators accounted for. The team is ready for the mission.
Give me the front row this time. I want to be the first out of the door.
So I'll note that whereas on my main account, I'm trying to get as many characters as possible. I want to level all of them up. I use different teams. I rotate through those teams. They aren't necessarily optimized for different combat scenarios. They're just different teams that I put together for like aesthetics or whatever. Different kind of RP elements, right? In this account, I will probably try to just maintain a single team of the 4 strongest. So if we get like some banner characters or whatever, then Chen or Perlica even may fall out of the rotation, because I will probably just maintain one primary team on this count for these purposes, at least the vast majority of the time.
Alrighty. Now let's go and teach those pipe faces what happens when you mess with Endfield.
Administrator, I'd actually prefer it if you can just stay and rest here. Fighting the Landbreakers is very different from fighting the Angoloi. The conditions of your health... Much appreciated, Endman. So, we have a conclusion, Director Chin. The crisis team will whittle down enemy forces, deploy the PAC at the designated site, and transmit power back to base with relay towers to restore base operations. Mr. Andre, I'll contact you once the roads are clear. Apologies for forcing you to travel into the wildlands, but we will need your help.
No problem. I feel so much better knowing I can finally help everyone properly this time.
Stop puffing up your feathers, old man. Administrator, Supervisor Perlica, and Operator Chen, do be careful out there. Before I forget, the TP point is not part of the base's power system. If there's something more that you can handle, just head back to base and rest. We're counting on you.
I think they did a fantastic job. Of the many aesthetic things I like about this game, the various outfits that are on different characters is one of the things that I think is the strongest. Like, I don't know what to think of her, like, rando, like, night vision goggles here and stuff, but, like, this, like, kind of second layer here, or whatever she's got underneath her jacket, this tan thing, really cool. And when you look at several of the characters...
Let's first activate the teleprotocol point. TP points will let the team move around faster, and...
unfortunate that interrupts dialogue. Did it do that on my first playthrough? It must have, because you're going to get those things at the same time on pretty much every playthrough, right?
Andre just updated me about your condition. Please keep yourself safe out there.
Okay, so these other characters, like, I don't know that Perlica has, like, my favorite ever outfit. Like, the dress is a touch weird, but overall that's still really strong, and there are little details to it that are nice too. The dangly belts, look, it says Endfield on the pocket. The silver metallic lining of the inside of the jacket and stuff like that. Chen looks nice. She's got like a little pleated skirt and whatnot. That's fun. But some of these, like some of just the regular old NPCs, actually look good. I think whoever they had working on that particular aspect of the game, the various like costume design for all the different characters, really was like a rock star for this game. Okay, so now we get a slightly, this is like where now we have a little bit more to play with up here. And truthfully, this was just adding a few extra icons, right? But eventually we will get an entire thing to mess with. Let's see here. I think most of this is like, hey, have some currencies, have nice things, because we want you to, to stay in the game. That's the norm for Gacha. Oh.
Greetings. I'm your operator from Rhodes Island, codenamed Snowshine. I'm a search and rescue expert specializing in low-temperature operations. Get me on the team if you have a mission in the ice fields or snowy mountains.
I didn't know they gave every new account Snowfield. I like her. Her aesthetics are fantastic. She's a great looking character. Yep, we will take some Gacha tickets. Why not? And of course, we'll use them at some point. Alright, we can delete all those things. Alright, caught up on the mail. What else we got here? So, I mean, they're going to advertise the gacha system. That's fine. But there's also... So, these are like the battle passes, right? So, there's a couple different levels of it. Even on my main account, this is not like what I would... like... I don't really do battle passes. But I certainly don't resent them having one. Why is it marked as orange if I haven't earned anything? Weird. Oop. That's the... now it's going to make me do it. Alright, that's fine. We'll come back to it later. I do want to advance in the story. I was just trying to get rid of all the orange up here. And it's just not going to let me do that, so... Let's add...
Originium will carve a path for us.
Wow, those landbreakers are giving us a give me the front row this time. I want to be the first out of the door.
I'll protect everyone.
Show of force. It's rare to see LBs this arrogant.
Of the 3 major Landbreaker clans, the Bone Crushers are the ones who actively respect violence. According to intel from the SOW, this clan has suddenly stopped their extended infighting and launched multiple raids on other minor factions. We don't have any further intel yet. The only thing we can confirm is that a leader has emerged and united the entire Bone Crusher clan.
So earlier when we were talking to Director Cheen and we looked over here, there was a female Landbreaker, which is very interesting because I've been playing the game on my main account like 15, 20 hours, and I have yet to fight a female Landbreaker. They're all like this, so not sure what that's about.
Everyone's giving their all. I've got to step up too.
Come get some, you blight-eating scabs! Workers of the UW will never back down!
He's with the UWST. We've got to save him first.
Alright, I mean, I'm down. Let's do it.
Something ain't right.
Step forward, Endfielders. Violence is never our objective. Let's press forward.
I mean, violence is kind of our objective, Perlica.
You didn't expect this, right? My special swordsmancy for rocky stuff.
See, I love that they're going to do some mining for me now. They saw that I was mining, and they took the initiative to do some also. Like, I love that.
Wait for the rest.
I'm okay. Those LB scab eaters won't beat me that easily. Wait, you're Enfielders. I saw that anchor fall right into your base. I was just thinking about helping you out. The Angaloy and LBs kept trying to get into this place while tearing apart everything we built. We could barely hold them, and had no choice but to beat a fighting retreat. Anyway, appreciate the help. I gotta fix our facilities here. Once I'm done with that, I'll go bandit smashing with my hammer right here. I still have 2 buddies out there. If you see an Alafia and Fort, tell them to bring their arsenal. I'll get myself ready for a major slugfest.
Alright, so we got 2 of his buddies that we need to find as well.
Only by walking about.
Blade unsheathed, its light unleashed!
The raiders have taken a UWST crewmate prisoner. We must defeat them.
Thank you so much. I got jumped by these pipe-faced rascals. Darn it. That was embarrassing.
So it is interesting, and I don't dislike this in any way. In fact, I kind of enjoy it. A lot of the different characters you encounter have like very noticeable accents, but they are not limited to any one. Now, there's also no rhyme or reason to it. So 2 characters look fundamentally the same. One of them will have a Japanese accent, the other one will have a Russian accent, and you'll be like, well, okay, man, like, that's cool. So it's not like they put forth the effort to align certain factions with certain accents, and thus kind of say, like, oh, this is the Russian-ish faction, this is the Asian-ish faction, this is the, you know, Western European-ish faction, or whatever. But they did use a diversity of names and accents, at least in the English version, from all over the world. Kind of an interesting thing.
Rascals? Well, landbreakers can be rather dangerous to the ordinary folk, you know.
Dangerous indeed. You look like Enfielders. I guess you took care of your anchor problem.
Our base is safe for now. However, we also had to fight off an unexpected landbreaker raid. We're out here to solve the issue.
Solve the issue? That means every last one of those breaker scum, right?
I am totally for that. But I guess our priority is to secure the roads. Since so many of our people are injured, we should restore base operations first.
Agreed. You bail me out of the bad sage. I won't let that happen again. I'll head back once I verify the facilities are alright. If you see my 2 other brothers out there, tell them to look for me.
Alright, so that should put us at 2 of 3 for the dudes that we need to help out.
Something ain't right.
We made another step forward, Endfielders.
Everyone's giving their all. I've got to step up too.
An easy victory.
Joining the party? Oh, you're Enfielders. I thought you were with them.
Yes, we're Enfielders. You're wounded, and... Did you do all this?
I probably did. I got no ideas on fighting the Buggerlords, but these raiders... all muscle but no brains. I fought worthy opponents in the underground arena so the asphalt roundabout.
We're trying to create a safe route to the hub base. You can go there to receive medical treatment.
Great. Oh, by the way, I kindly asked this pipeface here a few questions before he passed out. Blightbrain could hardly form a coherent sentence, but he sounds northern. I could faintly make out signs of trouble up north. But I have other business to take care of here.
North? There is a refugee camp north of here trying to work for the UWST. But these raiders came from that direction too?
Where should we go next?
Cut the wires, you break the switches here, you smash the crate! Don't let Moles wait too long! You know what happens when Moles wait too long!
Where did they get the voice actors for the Landbreakers? That is a whole experience.
I'll go get him! Hold him off, boys! Fresh meat! We got fresh meat coming! Drop deal, boys! Crush him! Crush him all!
No, leave it to me! I'll find the thing!
We're all around you!
Got a present for ya.
Ready to strike! Crystallize! Awesome teamwork!
Outstanding technique.
Here's our chance! These LBs really aren't scared of anything, huh? Are you alright?
This is strange. The Landbreakers have built a camp here, but they did not loot the nearby areas.
Wacky waving arms inflatable guy. They're all over the place. This is a very specific thing in the game. When I very first saw this, I thought it was a meme. The way they had put the guy with the sunglasses, like he lowers his sunglasses, he's got more sunglasses. I thought this was like another like Easter eggy sort of goofy thing they put in there. This is a whole thing in the game. These serve an important purpose. They're tied into like the main mechanics of the game. So there you go. You got to make sure you find the wacky waving inflatable arm guy.
That means we kept most of our stuff, right? Sounds like good news to me.
But it makes no sense. These raiders often raid various sites and settlements for essential resources. I was expecting to see devastation.
So you're saying that they left most of the loot nearby, but stayed put here? It's not raiding, more like occupying.
Occupying?
Endman? Supervisor Perlica? I'm on my way with the cleanup crew. Please wait for us.
Oh, it's Big Owl. Wait, he didn't mention my name?
We'll talk about the Landbreakers later. Our priority is to deploy the automation core. Since Andre and his crew are arriving soon, we can clean this site of their illegal and unwanted structures.
Oh, my legs are giving out. This physical work almost got me killed. Anyway, this place is cleaned up. No time to lose now. Let's get started.
Whoa, let's just take it easy. You seem super excited today.
Of course I am. Our goal in coming to the hub base is to prepare the AIC factory. We gotta run it through a field test and production trials. Though I must admit, I never expected to do it under such dire circumstances.
Supervisor Perlica, we've received your protocol application and verified all access authority levels. You may issue the order for PAC deployment anytime now.
Understood. The Endman and I shall initiate deployment at once. Endman, the PAC is protected by the highest levels of encryption. Only you can authorize its deployment. Everything is now in place. Let us begin.
Perlica has always been harping on about the automation core. I'm actually curious about what it looks like in real life. Not much. Perlica and the people in the R&D center are the ones working on it. We often use the tele protocol, but they say the automation core will give us even more important functions. Perlica always says that the automation core and the AIC factory are going to help us change the future of this planet. And now, it's finally happening.
Administrator, you can't imagine how long I've been waiting for this day to come. Of course, this is one small step for Endfield, but a meaningful leap for our civilization. The PAC is the heart of the AIC factory. Once connected to power, it will let us build entire production lines out of nothing in the wilderness. The AIC factory will be a symbol of our endeavors in bringing the lifeblood of civilization into the frontiers. I think I got ahead of myself. Woohoo! That's wonderful! It's just like what I've envisaged. We can totally deploy the PAC further north and push into the frontiers. Sorry. I just got a little too excited.
With the protocol automation core deployed, this place is now the core AIC area. We can begin setting up our teleprotocol network. The AIC factory will need the core AIC area to perform production work. It will also be able to support and satisfy resource needs in its area. Now that we've seen the stars, we should plant our feet on solid ground. You reminded us with this line on more than one occasion. Don't worry, Endman. We have not forgotten your lesson. The protocol automation core and the entire AIC factory it supports will give rise to new hope.
I'm gonna give the automation core a few tweaks. Just deploy the relay towers and transmit power to the protocol resonance tower. This will let us force restart the Originium power facilities within the hub base.
I've allocated a batch of relay tower from our stockpile. We can now deploy these facilities anytime at the required locations.
Wow, that sounds awesome! How does it work?
Oh, you can treat it as a form of facility printing based on the properties of Originium. As for what the automation core can really do, this is just the tip of the iceberg. By using the reverse internalization technology, the automation core can serve even greater purposes. But right now, let's focus on the problem at hand.
Phone call. And we're back. And just in time to construct a facility. So this is their system for like building this stuff in this is not bad. It's a very interesting thing, and later you do get a top-down view. But the 3D view like this is kind of interesting in that it gives you like an immersive, less sim and more RPG feel to like building this world out. I haven't mastered it yet by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't hate it, and I like how they incorporated this factory building resource management piece into a kind of what's like a pseudo RPG. Yeah, I kind of like it.
Nicely done. Our next step is to start power transmission from the PAC. Endman! Just plug the cable in right here.
Both the PAC and relay tower seem to be in working order. Now, we just need to deploy more relay towers and transmit power to the resonance tower.
Well, looks like my work here is done. Supervisor Perlica, I guess I'll head over there to do some inspection work. Using the protocol resonance tower to force activate Originium might damage our facilities. If we're not careful with this, we might fry every Originium facility in the area.
Okay then. Time to split our forces. Completing the automated industry complex is a top priority for Endfield Industries. It is our core solution for dealing with the hazards of Talos 2. Endfield completed basic verifications of the PAC technology several years ago. However, we encountered a crucial bottleneck that delayed our progress. Until recently.
Alright, so I believe, unless I'm just like really super confused, that ultimately we need to get, yeah, that's the next spot, because we need to get it all the way to that big tower there, right? So there's a certain distance that you can run these power lines, right? I believe it's 80 meters. Yeah, 80 meters. And so when I say it's interesting that we do this like in the three-dimensional world this way, that is one of the drawbacks. Is like, this was 66 meters. How would I have known that that was going to be roughly 66 meters? If there's a mechanism that allows me to gauge distance before I lay down like a relay tower or whatever, I haven't learned what that mechanism is yet. And I wish they would... I wish they had something like that, for sure. It could just be a tool that just told you, you know, just like the same coding as when we pull this right here. But instead I just activate it from a set point to a set point so I can gauge distance before laying down my next relay tower. That would be nice.
We're almost there, Endman.
Now, I suppose the way it told me there was a certain distance to my mission objective here, and it was 50 some odd meters, I guess I could go to the map, put a customized waypoint down there, and then the game would show me the distance to my customized waypoint. I guess that would be the workaround. I hadn't tried that before.
Tell the boss. Endfield has arrived. Their administrator has taken notice of us. All the boss's predictions have come true.
So that's pretty cool, right? Like, I'm not crazy. That's pretty cool.
Good. Connection interfaces look normal. I was worried about compatibility issues between our old and new equipment.
I thought you Enfielders would never finish that project of yours, but you just deployed it in a flash. This tech is incredible.
We now only need a single night to construct a proper shelter in the wildlands. This is the future that we want to achieve with our AIC factory technology. What was once our dream has finally made a major stride forward.
You did a great job, Big Owl. Oh, I mean, Mr. Andre.
Oh, why so polite today, Master Chen? You got my feathers tingling and fluffed. I can hardly recall the last time you called me Mr. Andre.
I've always been like this.
Endman, Supervisor Perlica, power is back online at the hub base. Thank you so much.
Roger that, Director Chin. The automation core is working well. Perhaps we can run a few more tests. Is there anything else we can help with?
Yes, we could definitely use the support. The comms node is still under repair, so we can't contact other regions yet. And we're short-handed across the entire hub. Right now, the biggest problem is the Originium byproduct processing center. If anything happens to that place, the results could be disastrous. I'm forwarding information on the site to you.
Wait, the Angeloy wouldn't cause this kind of damage. Maybe the Landbreakers had their eyes on something inside.
What's in the byproduct you mentioned? Another important project of yours?
Byproducts include all sorts of things you can think of. But Originium batteries will be the most important. I guess the LBs are after that. Let's set aside how many these raiders stole for now. The worst part is that they know little about the safe handling of flammable and explosive materials. Things will be catastrophic if they accidentally set off an originium explosion.
Someone must have planned and coordinated this landbreaker attack on our base. The underground lab, the protocol automation core deployment area, and now, byproduct processing center. Landbreakers usually wouldn't consider these as prime targets for looting and raiding.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's head over right now and check out what those pipe-faced bandits are after.
The photo tells me that the processing center has suffered severe damage. We must repair the local infrastructure first. Otherwise, we can't ensure the safety of subsequent support and repair operations.
This is where the AIC factory comes in. Let's head on over to the core AIC area right now.
Alright. So this is actually a pretty good break point before we roll into the next video, because I am going to do a little bit more today. And this one's been going for a hot minute.
I've seen other Hongshan swordmancers, and everyone seems to perform the same move differently.
Chen, I'm trying to talk right now.
Hongshan swordmancy focuses on the will, not the form. With the blade is far more important
yes, so
move over and over.
Now we get like the full UI, right? So now, and like I said before, I've been playing like 15-20 hours on my, because of Big Storm, so like I can't go to work. I've been stuck at home for the last few days, so I've been able to play quite a bit. And I'm still getting like a lot of tutorial stuff. So they really lean into like teaching you a lot of things, and there are a lot of systems in the game. But this kind of, for me, represents the end of the first tutorial portion, because now we have full access to all the UI and everything, right? Alright, yeah, plus we just completed a mission, so this is a good time. And I think when I played through on my main account also, this was the first time where I said, oh, I'm going to turn and go away from, like, the obvious next step, and just go do whatever I want, right? And this was the first time that I did that. So let's catch up on a few things before we wrap up this. We got more, I'm not going to do the survey on camera. We'll come back to that. Or rather, I'll come back to it at another point. What do we got here? Did we actually complete some of this stuff? Oh, yeah. So we got all the little rewards and stuff. Yeah, we're going to do that in a second. Yep, we don't get the first one until level 8. Yeah, that's special events. We'll go ahead and use that one, even though it's just one. Real quick too. We're not going to do that right there. And not going to do that. Well, I mean, that's not anything. It's just saying progress. Alright, so let's do a few pulls just so we can enter the next portion with some additional characters, hopefully. Let's see what we get. I quite like Ember. Wouldn't hurt my feelings if we got her for this count as well, but we'll see how this goes. Ardelia's fine, and then I don't have these other three. She's okay. She's on like my second team, but big fan of Ember. We might not get any of them. Who knows? But everything we will get will be new, since this is the first time we pulled.
Antar of Op Z7 reporting for duty. I've studied originium automation and occasionally...
So I know these guys were in the mobile game as well, like that design.
They approach me.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but it was in the original game.
Got anything to say?
So that's fantastic character design. I love like the whole harness and everything. Super cool. Of course, she's, you know, 4-star, super easy to get. Like, we will very shortly have her, like, you know, have acquired as many of her as we need. Antal again.
Captain Akakuri of Operation Team Z7 reporting in. The operations dossier, budget summary, and action plan are ready for review.
Another cute character. I mean, they have a number of cute characters. I think that their the design of their gacha characters is pretty good, in my opinion.
Antal of Op Z7 reporting for
Getting a lot of the same stuff.
Catcher, Op Team Z7. My role is giving the team cover and...
Alright, buddy.
Catcher, Op Team Z7.
I have always believed that you will lead us upon
Ah.
the right path once more.
Got another Perlica.
Welcome back to Endfield Industries, Endman.
Alright, so I didn't get any of those, you know, more premium characters or whatever. Not shocking. Yeah, let's use this one ticket real quick. Yeah.
Catcher, Op Team Z7.
That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna hang on to other tickets that we have, probably. Well, no, you know what? Why not? Because I do want to have some decent characters entering the, you know, as we move forward. Man, got a lot of catcher.
Why do I have to...
I really like her character design. I like the knit cap and stuff. I think it's really cute.
Excuse me, is this where we sign up for the job?
Huh.
Nice meeting you. Name's Alesh.
I've never seen him before. Alright. So, truth be told, then, we're probably going to stick with the 4 that we have right now. Since we didn't get anyone that I, like, think is drastically better. But, real quick, to kind of highlight... Alright, let's look at, who did we get a bunch of? Well, we got a bunch of catcher. Got a bunch of, Antal.
Compose a bad joke for you.
We'll use him just to kind of drive the point home here. So when you get a whole bunch of these duplicates, then this is where you know, this is where you apply them. Oh, I got to go through the process here. And this unlocks, so this is relevant later when you gain access to like a starship. Then you can display that in the starship. This game does an interesting thing that I've seen other games do before. It's not completely original, but it was an interesting choice. They created like direct benefits to having friends on your friends list. And one of those... so as a result, you're going to have friends in your starship. And so displaying things there then is like, you know, something that you're incentivized to do so that those people can actually see that, right? So like, for example, you know, that might be a thing that I choose to display in the starship when we get that to that point on this account. I'm not sure that we're going to get there, you know, today on this account because it takes a minute still in terms of advancing the story. Like, there's still quite a ways to go. before we get there on this character or on this camp. But anyway, okay. You know what? None of that's important right now. I don't think we're gonna do much of anything else. This is just like, hey, you got a bunch of new characters. Thank you for making me aware. I think it's a little early to go like force leveling them, especially when I can do it just for like farming and stuff. So we're gonna stop right here, and I will be back shortly, and we'll get some more of this knocked out, and hopefully that'll be enjoyable. All right. Thank you for coming along with me so far. I hope you have a good one, and I will see you back on Talos 2 soon. Thanks.